Hey guys, welcome back to Chillin N
Chismeando.
I'm Yaya and this
I'm
is Bee.
Episode 4.
Yes, episode 4.
Episode 4. Welcome back. We are excited. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving vibes. I'm excited. You ready to eat?
I am. I'm actually ready. By the time this airs, it will be Thanksgiving Day.
Okay, cool.
I forgot.
Yeah, it really will.
Right.
So maybe when I stuff my face, I don't know if the family will be like, let's watch your show.
Oh my God.
I found out that my family, my nieces and nephews, they watch us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a phone call this week and they were like, we watch your show. And I'm like thinking, damn, I say a lot of cuss words on the show.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not that parent, so...
Exactly. Like, who's allowing them to watch
it?
It's
not my problem. You know what? But shout out to them because they're already giving me like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, okay, well, I'll put that on the board.
Yeah. I love the feedback.
Any chisme?
Personal chisme. Yes. So, as you guys saw in the 2 last episodes, my little commercial, and my misspelled name on the commercial, Dios. But, I've started lashing. I used to do lashing in Texas and I'm restarting that up. It's been 2 years. So I had to learn a lot of things. I had to, kind of learn with timing, all kinds of stuff. And I recently had a model that came in and, I'm nervous and it's nerve wracking because everyone has different tastes. Everyone has different likes and what they're wanting. And then it's nerve wracking, right? And I always want to make sure it looks good. And I don't, I'm not borrowing her for all these hours and it still comes out like crap. Yeah. But anyways, and she did give me feedback, which I appreciate. And however, there was, a tone, the way that it came out. And I was just like, it kind of, whenever you open yourself up, and then, feedback comes in, it is like, okay, maybe I need to work on a couple things, but it depends on how you it's the delivery, just like we talked about last time. Yes. And I kind of felt like she was kind of speaking to me down in a way. And I took it to heart because I'm like, oh my goodness, she didn't like the set. She had, an issue about something and she was texting me and I kept trying to tell her, I'm so sorry, thank you. But, it was free. No, but
no, I mean, it's true.
It's real, but I do appreciate feedback because it helps me grow. However, that almost made me want to quit. I was about to
what do you mean?
Yeah.
I just got my lashes done by you yesterday.
Yeah.
And no, what are you talking about?
I'm a permanent lash artist now.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny though because this will be the second time I go with you.
Yeah.
The first one was the actual, to
the
get it all
set.
done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then this was a fill.
Yes.
My son, by the way, the first time he was a little nerve wracking. He was just not having it.
New home, new person. Who's this?
Yeah, the second time he just came in there
took off his shoes.
Yeah,
got on the couch.
Give me my chips.
My
blanket.
Looked at you
give me my chips.
Yeah.
And
I'll see you later.
Yeah, we've noticed that every time she laughs, he copies.
Oh my God,
her laugh, and it's just the most funniest thing. I'm gonna try and record it and see if we can post it on here later.
Yeah,
but
I love that, by the way. She said that, and then they left, and I'm like, okay, bye. And I had said something, and I laughed, and he's all as he walks away. I'm like,
he's only 3, so
the cutest thing. I'll take it. I love it.
But yeah, she spoils him. But don't stop.
I won't stop.
We keep going.
Can't stop, won't stop. This is what I want to do, and I accept. Inspirational quotes if you guys want to send me some because I may have some bad days, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah,
and I love the way the lashes come out on you, and you'll forever be my girl, my model.
Of course,
whether you like it or not.
The fact that you wanted to quit, I was like, that's cute.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'll be there next month.
Right. We're gonna just go on. My cheese man, I don't really have cheese man. I mean, I went back to work.
Okay, that's good. That's a transition.
Yeah. The funny part, though, is that I got offered to be a service advisor. I got offered in different locations. Mm-hmm. I'm starting off with the location that I came from, but the funny part is that now I'm glammed. I'm dolled up. There's no grease monkey anymore. I literally had someone come up to me, shook my hand and say, "Hey, what's your name?" I'm like, "Oh, you don't recognize me?" I played it off. I'm like, "Oh, I'm Yaya." "Oh, Yaya, that's cool. You're gonna be the new service advisor?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "So, so where'd you come from? I'm just like, oh, he really doesn't recognize me. Makes me feel like, damn, do I look that ugly when I'm wrenching? Like,
no, he probably has bad eyesight. That's crazy.
But that's pretty much my cheeseman. Nothing crazy.
Well, you went from mechanic getting to the nitty gritty, the grease and everything, and now you get to kind of be a little bit you, where you get to get dolled up, because every girl wants that.
Yeah, I want to take care of myself now, get my nails done here and there, and lashes.
Clickety-clack.
Yeah. So why not?
Yeah.
And it's great too, because I'll have that under my belt too. I fix cars. I've done it all. Let's just add it
full circle. Yeah, I think that's good. So congrats on coming back.
Thanks. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Yep. So Thanksgiving, there's a lot of things. It's controversial, especially now that we know we have like information at at our fingertips. We get to see what really went down. I know with the history of Thanksgiving, it's not always 100%. We don't know what really happened, really, truly. I know that what I was taught in school, I was taught that, of course, pilgrims came, the Native Americans, it was all kumbaya. Thanksgiving was 3 days. They had a feast. They were friends. Everything was just, hunky-dory, great, fun.
Yeah.
We learned how to make teepees in high school and elementary.
The little hand where you cut up the turkey.
Yeah. I've done like where the beads, or you make your own beads and stuff. And so it was just all friends, all great. Just la 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 la. But no.
Hold up. Let me tell you the real chisme, all right? Like, that was cute.
Yeah, that was fun. It was all la-di-da.
I'm about to get real with y'all for my nieces and nephews watching. Let's do this. Let's go into it, shall we?
Yeah.
So, let's get back to history. I love history, guys. This is my cup of tea.
Arena.
1600s, all right? So, in the 1600s, there was an estimate of 100,000 natives spread throughout Massachusetts. That's only Massachusetts, all right? You have to think of like all the other lands that were open at the time. In Virginia, there was also tribes, and I guess Europeans were already landing on that area. So they would do trade-ins. Obviously, they didn't trust each other. They were just always, keeping their distance. They would just do a job. Hey, we have this, we have that.
The barter system.
After that happened, one day in 1614, I believe, there was a group of Europeans that decided to kill and kidnap a native tribe called Pataxet. And in that tribe, there was a man named Squanto. Squanto was taken from his family, which that kind of sucks if you think about it. Like, everything that you know, boom, taken from you.
Yeah.
He was taken to become a slave, and they took him to Spain. And then from Spain, they sent him to London. His owner was a merchant, and that merchant was fascinated like what Squanto believed in and what where he came from. So he eventually taught him English, and he ended up just gaining trust with Squanto, and he pretty much sent him back to his hometown, which was in Massachusetts. As Squanto returned, the Pataxet tribe was all gone because due to sickness.
Famine and all that stuff. So then he was taken from Massachusetts, taken to Spain, used as a slave. Then he won his freedom in a sense, and then they took him back to Massachusetts. When he comes back, everyone's gone.
Everybody's gone.
Oh my God!
And it just sucks. Imagine your tios, your tias, your loved ones, all gone.
You're finally back, and you're like, okay, I get to go back to my family.
Yeah,
and
nobody's there.
Oh my God.
Obviously, there was other tribes there. They didn't really trust him because he came back looking like a European, like the clothes, and he spoke English. So, as time went by, I believe he returned back in 1619. As time went by, a ship called the Mayflower, which had 102 passengers, 74 males and 28 females, they landed. They were supposed to go to Virginia, but the winds took them north.
On a different path.
Yeah, and they ended up going to Massachusetts.
Plymouth.
So when they landed, I guess half of that group died. Whether sickness or whether they didn't know how to survive.
Yeah.
So Squanto knew English, so he was like, well, let me go and see what they're about, because I know their culture, you know. So he goes and he starts telling them, like, hey, you know what? I can teach you how to fish. I can teach you how to plant. Welcome to my world.
Right. Let me help you survive.
Yeah. So the chisme about these guys, the people that were in the Mayflower, they were the Pilgrims.
Yeah.
The Pilgrims, though, they weren't liked where they came from. The kings, they would get annoyed with them because they were so religious, like, to the point, like,
yeah, they wanted, and I read about it too. And whenever Christianity was so big, and they wanted everyone to adopt that, regardless,
but like forcefully, you know, and they were over it, so they decided to take off, and that's why they ended up in Massachusetts, because they were trying to do their own thing now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from there, there was another chief. Well, Squantos wasn't a chief, but there was a chief named Massasoit. He was from the tribe called Wampanoag. I hope I'm saying that correctly, because I don't want to offend anybody. But Massasoit, he decided to go ahead and also get involved with the Pilgrims. He did take Squanto under his wing, but didn't trust them either.
Right.
Squanto was pretty much their translator, you know, back and forth of what they wanted to do, like how to handle everything. I think, Massasoit actually had a warrior. He sent one of his warriors to kind of keep an eye on Squanto, just in case if he tried anything funny or whatever. And so, you know, Squanto, over time, they say that he was a little troublemaker. And I just think that maybe he wanted to be top dog, pretty much. He just felt like, you know, everything was taken from him. Why does he have to start from the bottom? He's more valuable than...
I was about to say, he has this bargaining chip that he knows the language. He can help them survive. They need him. Yeah. And of course,
so he used that as his advantage. So what he did was he went to go talk to them and said, hey, check it out. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm skipping it. So let's go back. So a whole year went by, and they were all good.
Right.
And then around October, I guess late October to early November, that's when the Pilgrims and the natives joined forces, you know, and they had this feast.
Yeah.
The natives went to go and hunt deer or whatever, and the Pilgrims prepared everything, and that's where Thanksgiving became about. Yeah. It was a 3-day feast, and just enjoying each other's company, you know, watching the kids play around here and there. From there, yes.
Yes. So, and like I said, there's lots of stories out there. You know, that's one of the stories, and there's everything that came about with Thanksgiving. One thing that we do have to mention or say is that a lot of the versions that are out there, especially the ones that we were being taught in school, were in a point of view point of view of the colonists.
Yeah.
So they're the ones saying this. What happened?
Because they wrote everything down, and the tribe didn't. You know?
Well, that's where the whole, you know, genocide happened. Yeah. So not many people survived to even say their part. But I wanted to piggyback on what you said about the feast and stuff like that. What I read too, from delish.com, that initially the Native Americans were not invited to that feast yet. But there was a feast for 3 days, and the Pilgrims shot their guns in a celebration, and the Native Americans are like, what the heck is that? Like, what is that? So then they came in, and then that's when they decided, okay, you know what, let's
it's so crazy sit down. That there's so many versions of it, and it's like, what happened?
Yeah. Who do you believe in? Yeah. Who do you believe? Yeah. But I mean, you can't hide away from genocide. So genocide, what that is basically when the human race is being killed off, or for some, you know, or whether it's being by murder, poison, whatever the reason why they're being killed off. But genocide is just a mass killing of a human race, basically. Yeah. That happened with the Jews and the Nazis. That's genocide. Holocaust. Then the Native Americans experienced that. But yeah, it's a lot of things. But go ahead. I just wanted to jump in and mention that.
I'm glad you did. So then when that was done, they kind of made an agreement, like, just to respect each other. Don't cross each other. And that's when Squanto started to realize how valuable he was. And then, that's when he started talking to the Europeans like, hey, check it out. You know what? I think we should get rid of Massasoit so I can be leader of that tribe. And yeah, I think that's fair. So the warrior that was actually kind of watching went back and told Massasoit like, hey, Squanto's about to take over.
Yeah.
And he has the backup of the Europeans there. So Massasoit, being Massasoit, he goes up and he's like, nah, we're going to go handle this right now. So he goes and confronts Squanto and the Europeans and says, I want his head. Like, bring him to me.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, he's too valuable. Like, he's like, so over back and forth, like, you guys, we made an agreement that you guys would respect. So he's obviously not doing his part and he needs to be punished.
Yeah.
So the Europeans were just like, well, damn, we really made, you know. So they were about to give him up. But then I guess they saw another ship sailing by. And Massasoit was like, you know what? We got other fish to fry.
Right.
Like, so he left it alone. He backed off and just took off. So what I know about the ending of that, I believe that peace treaty only stayed, I think, once Massasoit and Squanto died. I think they died from sickness as well. Once they died, that's when hell went loose. Because then ships started arriving and they ended up, taking over.
Yeah, and essentially there was a lot of violence, a lot of mistreatment to the towards the Native Americans, and
obviously they also made that a date for money purposes as well.
Yeah,
to make money off of it.
Every holiday is
why not
capitalized,
right? Stimulate the economy here, but here we go. So that's pretty much what the history is about that we both found.
Yeah,
hopefully we're saying it right, and.
We'll do our best to,
but that sucks. Like,
there's so many depictions out there, but the main message that we want to really notate is what we were taught in school was the
bunch of baloney.
Sorry. Exactly. She would have said the cuss word, but now that her nephews, her cousins are watching, but we just, what can we do as a society moving forward? Let's use Native American products or cooking and honor them.
Just be respectful. And
now I look at Thanksgiving as more of giving thanks now. I mean, which was the original for school and everything, but more so than celebrating that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans came together, which was not the truth.
No. So anyways, moving on. Mexican American. So this is interesting. So as a Mexican American, we celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I don't know for your family, but for mine, my parents were both immigrants. They came to this country, and they didn't celebrate Thanksgiving when we first got here.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. Actually, my grandma, from my mom's side, she was an immigrant as well. She came over and had her kids, and they gave her a turkey. Oh, for Thanksgiving. Normally, what happens when you go to church and all that? Because she was a big church woman. She made caldo out of it. She was like, "What?
Thank you for this." Turkey caldo. Oh my god! Oh yeah, try that.
Yeah, my mom said it tastes horrible.
Oh my god!
But just the fact that she made caldo out of it was.
We should make turkey flautas.
Yeah. It's so funny. So we didn't celebrate it until my tia married my tío Gary. And my tío Gary is African American, and when he came into the family, I was really young, but I remember he came into the family. He's like, "What are we doing for Thanksgiving?" And we all, like, I guess my dad and my mom were like, "What are you talking about? Like, we don't do Thanksgiving. Like, what is that?" Yeah. So my tío's like, "Nah, that's gonna stop. We're gonna do that." So he was actually the reason why we even have a Thanksgiving meal. Yeah. And it's crazy because now we have like games and traditions, and we pretty much master our traditions, so my nephews and nieces can enjoy. Yeah,
they're able to follow that along the line too. Yeah. It's a crazy point too, because my dad is from Mexico and didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. So and my mom is actually from here, and my grandma is from Mexico. but when she came here, she found out about Thanksgiving and wanted to do that same tradition with us.
Yeah.
So it was my grandma and then my tia, my tío, which is her kids, and my mom. So there's three, and then all of the grandkids. And she would make a huge, like the full Thanksgiving feast. Like I had it all. It was the turkey, the ham, the stuffing, the green beans, the everything. And I just remembered Thanksgiving being and we get dressed up. You get dressed up in the Thanksgiving colors, right, and get ready, and that's when you go and she would do Thanksgiving early, right? So Thanksgiving would be like, well, early because usually it's like a dinner, but she would do it at 2 p.m. So she would be up in the morning, and we would all starve until 2 because we wanted to. It was like grub time when it was Thanksgiving. But my dad, and I really didn't. Now that I think about it, I really didn't pay much of why he didn't understand it because I grew up with Thanksgiving.
Right.
So it was like a normal thing. We were more Americanized, but I just remember my dad said that he doesn't like turkey. It's too seco, like it's too dry. And so we always had a stuff for my dad. It's not just my dad. He had his own plate. He had his own. So we had tamales and menudo for him.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh, he's just picky. He doesn't like he doesn't like turkey, or he always says like, I don't know, Thanksgiving, what is that? You know? I'm like, oh my God, papi, whatever.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, he didn't grow up with Thanksgiving like I did, and I'm like, oh my God, it's not a Mexican thing.
It's not.
We just made it Mexican.
We're so used to it, like, we don't realize like
it's not
they're from Mexico, so that's not something for them, like.
I told my dad, I was like, how do you say Thanksgiving in Spanish? She's like, Dia del Pavo, and I'm like, okay, that was the day you eat turkey or something.
No, I remember going to Mexicali and just, are we doing Thanksgiving? Like, what are your guys' plans? Like, what?
What's that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't even snap that's not even.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, that's how the school system failed me. I didn't listen. I thought everybody did.
Do you have any traditions on Thanksgiving with you and your family?
So for my family traditions, so it is a big thing. It's like an all day event. So my grandma pretty much in the beginning handled it all on her own. So she would wake up super early, get the turkeys ready, get all the food, all the sides and everything cooked and everything. And then as we got older, we all started pitching in. And so we would all go to my grandma's house early, the women. And if there were the kids there, the kids would go play outside. But we were all there super early, dressed up and everything. Ready to go.
Mexican home, like looking like novela stars and everything,
And my mom made it a point, like, look nice. Like, don't put jeans or, put a dress on or whatever. And then we did pray before we ate. We stood up, and then what we started to do too is talk about how thankful or who we like, just show our gratitude. We went around the table, and and now I think about it, and this is all coming back to me because we stopped that because there was like family drama with my grandma and everybody, and everything's like now split, and like everyone has their own individual Thanksgivings. It's not the same, which I'm kind of sad about because, man, we looked forward to like going and
kicking it with the family,
chilling, everybody. We were super close. Yeah, I know, right? And then after Thanksgiving was done, then we prepared for Black Friday, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But what about your traditions?
Traditions. So the women would actually, like, I think 2 to 3 days before Thanksgiving, we do the tamale factory.
Oh, that's yep.
So the women go, and it's such a blast. Like if somebody's doing the masa, someone's putting the carne in, and
it's a full production.
It's a whole factory in the kitchen. But the best part is like, it first started with my parents and my tia, my tío. But now it's like full women, and you get there, you pick a spot, and then from there where cheese, like the cheese
Chismeando.
And everybody's like, oh,
so what y'all do?
No
what y'all
way.
do?
Like she did what?
As you're rolling
and we're cracking up. And now it's cool because like even the younger generation is joining in. Like they'll take the little girls. We kind of stopped because we had my grandma, so we couldn't do that as often anymore because they had to take care of her. But that was our tradition for the women.
That's right.
For the men, when it was Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, they would actually get together. No, they would get together and they would play football outside. Yes. What? Rain, shine, it didn't matter. They would get there and they would just start playing, and
How
it would get
cool.
real serious sometimes where they're like attacking each other, and you can go because the food's pretty much getting set, and you're just watching them just like go at it back and forth, acting like they're
Chingon.
Yeah, they're like in the Super Bowl or whatever. And
Lord,
it's hilarious. And then from there, we don't, which that's cool that we don't really say grace. I mean, we say grace in the beginning, but we're not really saying, oh, I'm thankful for this.
Yeah.
I do have games for my nieces and nephews that I love games. I love seeing their reactions. So what we do is that I go around the whole house. Like, it doesn't matter if you're tío, tía, grandma. Like, I go around the whole house and I start collecting cash. I'm like, I need cash. Yeah, I need cash. We're going to do games. And if they win the games, they get
You did remind me, every party we play loteria. Yeah. It's a normal thing.
That's cool. Yeah.
Like, and my grandma's the one with the cards. Like, she's like, okay, and they're old. They're like, old cards. Like, the cards to, like, put and then the frijoles.
Yeah, the frijoles.
And you put your little thing in the middle, and then, like, we have different rules. It gets intense. Yeah. I forgot, like, it's and that's not just Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving is one of the main ones. But I completely forgot, like, man.
Isn't it crazy how you start thinking about it? Oh, good times.
Wow, I wish we could go back to that.
I know, forget these kids, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to be the kid again.
Right. Black Friday.
Oh, yeah. That was another tradition for us. What did you guys do
Black Friday?
So back then, when I was, like, younger, I was in high school or even younger than that, my grandma, my mom, we would on Thanksgiving circle like on the paper, because back then it wasn't like, oh, go online or nothing. We'll circle what we want to get, the TVs, the this, whatever, and they had some great really deals. Stuff, huh? And we would wake up like at 3 a.m. Yeah. My grandma would have us like our breakfast or tacos
ready to go.
We have blankets for the kids to sleep in the back of the car. We had
so you guys were full intense.
It was no joke, and we were at Walmart. We went to Walmart, Best Buy. I think those are the top two. And we would wait until it opened. We would wait in line and then go. And man, it was aggressive. Yeah. Like, my mom would be like, stand in that line. Because each department, like electronics or other stuff, sportings, they all had individual lines to get to the item that you want. So my mom would plug us in, like, stand in this line.
That's smart. Use your kids. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. If you get stolen, just yell. If you get kidnapped.
Oh, because we didn't have like the whole cell phones, texting back in the day. Like, yeah.
And so then we would get everything we wanted to get or we could get, and scratch off like what items that we bought. And layaway was a big thing back then. Yeah. So of course we used that.
You want to explain to the younger ones what layaway is? Because they're probably like, what is that? Like,
layaway is payment plan. Basically, and it was at Walmart. It was a feature that they had where you want an item and it's like Afterpay, and you go through the customer service section and you sign up for layaway, and basically you make payments on it. Yeah. It. But I don't remember if we would take the item and then make the payments, or we couldn't get the item until the payments were up. I forgot.
I think it's when you officially
pay it off. Yeah.
Because what if you took it and then?
Well, then that could happen. But it was fun because it was fun, one, for us to go through that, and we're bonding, we're aggressive, we're making memories, and then we also get cool items in it. It's like that was our Christmas presents. That's how they were able to get all of us presents. So I loved it. It was fun. But now it's changed.
I know.
But what about you?
Black Friday. Oh, so for us, when everything is done, like when everybody's finally done eating, we're hanging out, loteria does come out, but it comes out for the kids.
Yeah. Okay. No, the adults are serious in my family.
Ours is poker.
Oh,
all the adults will get together. Money is put on the table. Poker is happening.
Oh, hey.
And it's a pretty good pile, depending on if we want to do like, I don't know, $40, $50, and there's like, I don't know, 10 of us, or so whoever wins takes the money. Yeah, whether you and some people, when they do win, they go to Black Friday. This is when Black Friday was actually like you stood in line. And, so they would use that money to go buy themselves like whatever.
That's smart.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah. That's super smart.
And then the ones that didn't win, like, I guess we're not going because we don't got money. You took all our money.
I know, right? You're like, okay, see you next year.
Bye.
Well, when we played loteria, it wasn't dollars. It was Well, it was like maybe 50 cents, and then so we couldn't do
Bring the
Black Friday
cash.
with that one.
Bring the cash. And then also for that, I forgot to say our traditions also with my family is we do Secret Santa. So when we see each other,
that's right.
we do Secret Santa, and
too.
then and it's a roast session at my house.
That's right. We did Secret Santa as well, even in Mexico.
Oh
yeah. So
cool.
when I go to Mexico when I was younger too, once a year, around Christmas time, but before, and we would do something like that as well, where we alternate Christmas here, Christmas over there, and Secret Santa. Like
That's
you
cool.
pick a name. Yeah. So
No, it's really fun because my family, we're horrible human beings. Like we roast each other to the max. Where you'll sit there and you'll be like,
I don't like it here.
What are they gonna say?
I know, right?
What do they hear?
I got my guns out. Who wants some shit?
Who's making the moves?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't wait for next week. But Black Friday is not how it was.
Oh yeah. Now Black Friday is has converted, like over the years I've seen it. Okay, Black Friday, pre-Friday, Thursday sales, then Cyber Monday, and it's like, now I'm hearing that you can do Black Friday now.
Right now.
It's not even.
Yeah, it's Sunday. We're recording right now on Sunday.
And people buy stuff online now too, so no one really goes and line up.
And it kind of.
It's different.
It's fine, but again, you guys, it was so much fun because you got to like hang out with your cousins. I remember like my cousins that would just come with me and like we would be being stupid, cracking up, like just dumb stuff. I just remember cracking up with my cousin Citlali. We're just like, we're really gonna buy this? Like,
I know, right? It's like, is this?
Do we really need this? Like, yeah, we're already here. Like, just put it in the pile. Put it in the pile. So.
I do want to say though, this will be my first Thanksgiving where I'm not with my family. This Thanksgiving. Right. So last year I've lived here, but me and Saul, we were there for a week. He deep fried the turkey, which is the first for me as well. We've never deep fried turkey before. If you have never tasted deep fried turkey, do it. Yeah. I would never go back. I will never go back to bake.
Have we tried? We have, right?
It's good, right? Juicy. It's juicy. And depends on how you make the rub.
Shout out to Uncle Gary.
Oh, it's dangerous. Yeah. Well, here's a word of advice. This is how you make it dangerous. Do not put a frozen turkey in already heated up deep fry oil, because that water is explosive. And it doesn't matter what. You can't extinguish that fire. You know what I mean? Or throw dirt.
We're about to have fireworks.
Yeah. So do not ever. Ice and oil, or water and oil, they do not mix. Yep. Okay. Yep. Or hot oil. But yeah, so this is my first year without being there with my family.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna hang
I'm gonna be with Saul's family. Ooh. So they're gonna learn how to do a deep fried turkey too. Okay. So but we'll see. This will be the first time, so let's cry. I'm gonna cry and break. No, I'm just kidding. I'm excited though, but
I was thinking of actually doing a Friendsgiving this year. But I don't know yet, guys. Maybe next year. We'll see. We'll see.
Ooh, the sound guy calling you out.
Bro, don't call me out. Mama didn't raise no bitch. I'll do one.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Right. You're going to walk in and be like, why are there people here? What are you thankful for, B?
I'm thankful for my family, just by sharing these stories. This episode is brought to you by Hand Grip Thingamajig.
Guys, it's Thanksgiving, all right? You know what that means. It's 6 a.m. Your mom, your tia, they're out there with the groceries in the car, all right? They're yelling at you from the bottom of the ground. You're on the 3rd floor, yelling, get your ass out here to get these groceries. And you know us, Mexican Americans, we do one trip, all right? There's no 2, there's no 3. Why? Because mama didn't raise no bitch. So that being said, get yourself a hand grip thingy-majig on Amazon.
I'm thankful for my family, of course, because they made me who I am today. And just by sharing the stories that we've done makes me remember how special my family is. Yeah. And like how sweet they are.
That's so sweet. What am I thankful for? I'm thankful for my son. I feel like he is a troublemaker. You're going to get me emotional.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. I'm thankful for my son, and that he has taught me how to love. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's in a spot where I wish he could have his family together, mm-hmm. but unfortunately it's not that way. Mm-hmm. This will be our first year. Our first year of with his parents not together. And it sucks, but I'm grateful for my family because my family will treat him as like, you're not missing much. You know, we have you, we got you. So I'm thankful for them. Thankful for my parents. They are one hell of a great grandparents. Oh my God, I can't take that away from them. They make sure that my son is number one. You know, and people around us, like, you know, my tia Raquel, my tia Alma, my tio Gary, like, they just make me feel complete.
Yeah.
For your friendship, I just feel like old chapters are closing for me, and I'm having new chapters open, and that's a good thing. I was having a hard time, like, figuring out that I don't like change. I don't. Yeah. But
it's hard.
I realize that change is okay. It's good. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to get better. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for my new journey. Yeah. I really am.
Same here.
So that's what I'm thankful for, that I'm alive, I'm breathing. You know, it's funny because my tia just told me something, and she's like, a friend of hers recently went through some stuff with her husband. Her husband left her for another woman, and she went to go confront them, and she said, no, it's not happening, and she ended up going to jail for it.
Oh, shoot.
They pressed charges, and then because he didn't pay for the house when she came out, I think she was in there for 6 months, she came out, and then from there, when she finally came out from jail, her house was gone. It was foreclosed.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Wow. So her kids were living with her mom at the time. When she went to go get her kids, one kid was sick, back and forth, and she found out that he had a tumor, and that he's not going to make it. Yeah, so my tia's like, you know, that friend told her, if you guys think you have it bad, be grateful what you have. Yeah. You know, so she kind of like checked me. I was like, damn, like, you're right, you know, even the little things, just be grateful.
Yeah.
Be grateful.
And that's the message here, is hang on to those loved ones. Yeah. Don't fight with anybody. you know, I know that there's family drama, but
family drama, friend drama, like, it's petty, guys. Yeah. Like, enjoy your life, enjoy the moment. Let it go.
Let it go. Yeah.
Let it go. It's a new year. You know, I mean, it will be a new year, but stop with the negative. Like, there's so much negative stuff going around the world. Yeah. That we don't appreciate what we have, and that really hit me this year. Like, you know what? Stop carrying this negative vibe. Let's be positive. And
yeah, and I love when you say, let's make a memory. Like, that always sticks by me, because it's true. It's like, sharing these stories happened once. Yeah. And we are remembering all of that. So if you lead with negativity, that's all you're going to have is negative memories. Yeah. Let's wash that, you know, and like you said, it's not the new year, but we're going towards that. And why not start now? Yeah. And just remember who really has your back, who's there for you, who loves you.
And appreciate them.
Yeah, and appreciate
them, you know, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get emotional because it's been a long journey. Yeah. And I'm happy. I'm getting to the point where I'm happy. I'm
good. We have this, you know, and I'm grateful for you as well, you know, and thank you for bringing me out of my shell. You know, and I love you so much.
Me too. I'm gonna cry right now in the corner. They're like, the audience is like, damn, this got emotional real quick.
I
like, know. Anyways, that's what we're thankful for. Moving on.
All right, let's spice it up. Right. Let's spice it up with some hot topics and current events. I don't know if you guys have heard of what's going on with, again, I'm pop culture. She's there with the celebrities. So everyone, I don't know if anyone has heard of P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. You know, he's a rapper for many, many years. He started in the 90s, you know, with Biggie Smalls. He's grown since, and, you know, he's built an empire. He's been on several shows. He's been everywhere. And so he was with another celebrity as well named Cassie. They were together for 10 years. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of any of her songs, but They were together, never married, and I think that was one of the things like she really wanted was to get married, but never did. And
he didn't want to give it to her.
Yeah, he didn't want to put a ring on it, and so we took it as the people watching from within. He never gave her a ring, so she went and found it somewhere else. She got with another person, and they ended up getting married. She has a baby with him, and years have passed since that, right?
Okay.
Now, it recently, on November 16th, she had filed a lawsuit against him for rape and mistreatment, and all these allegations came out of how he mistreated her throughout the entire relationship.
Do we know why she decided out of like?
I think she had wrote a statement saying that she's ready to speak out. She's tired
so she was probably like embarrassed.
She was probably holding it in. Yeah. She probably wanted to protect him. She probably still loved him. Yeah. And then also wanted to protect herself. Like, I'm not going to put myself, not many people report abuse. Yeah. Not many people report rape.
You're right.
Women are really scared to kind of stand up and say, that person did this to me. It's easier to stay quiet and not report it.
Yeah.
Right. And it takes a lot of balls and bravery on the woman's part, to courage to speak up and talk about it, because there's always going to be comments of, well, why didn't you say it back then? And now, you just want money and you want this, and it's like, it's hard. And
no, it is hard. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to regardless if it was money or not, it was going to be said, because what if, oh, continue. I don't think they know.
So she basically said that she's finally ready to tell her story and to speak up on behalf of herself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. Now, I know this is a controversial topic, because a lot of people are saying, well, your husband and wife or your girlfriend and boyfriend, he didn't rape you. You can still be raped by your husband.
No is no.
Yeah, guys, no is no. Yeah.
Let's be clear. No is no. And
no, you can say no, I'm not in the mood. And that's a different thing. But if you're like, I'm not happy with you right now, do not touch me.
Yeah.
And it's serious.
I think that's a lot of manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. When they make you feel guilty, it's like, oh, so you don't love me, and it's like, no, I'm just not in the mood right now, so just don't.
Well, apparently he broke into her house and forced himself onto her.
No, that is
so that's and so she's in a happy marriage with someone else. However, she felt the need to actually speak out. So I guess she tried to approach him and say, like, I'm going to speak out on these allegations. And he's just like, whatever. And it caught wind, and he settled immediately. Like 2 days later, there was no trial. There's no other dirt that was exposed as to what else happened in that relationship. Mm-hmm. So he settled and gave her the $30 million that she asked for in that settlement. That says a lot.
That does say a lot.
Like, he's probably protecting his image, right? Yes. Because then you don't know if any other women might come up and say something. Or two, he that's hush money. Like, here you go. I don't want
to bring the positive out of people. I know this sounds stupid, but maybe like low key, you still love her. So it's like, but no, that's definitely hush money. Like, let's not ruin my career.
Yeah, and then he had started this show, Make the Band or something like that, on BET years back in the early 2000s, and it formed a group called Danity Kane, and it's a group, and I followed Danity Kane to one of their songs I really like, but they kind of fizzled out. They never became a group. It was like a competition between like 30 plus women to be a part of this girl band, and that P. Diddy was gonna sign, and that at the end you become that girl band, whatever. Nothing ever happened after that. And one of the main people, Aubrey, she's really known to like really speak her voice. She's like maybe a C-list celebrity now, and known for that, her part in Danity Kane. But she even like put on social media when the whole Cassie thing came out, and she basically said, been trying to tell y'all for years. Prayers up for this queen, at Cassie.
Wow.
Another person, Dawn from Danity Kane, also said, praying for Cassie and her family for peace and healing. You are beautiful and brave. Now, just because, I'm not saying that he did anything to them, but it just kind of shows and it adds to it as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. He's basically saying like, oh, he's not confirming to any wrongdoing, but they settled. So yeah. There we go. Cheese man. What about you? What about your current events?
All right, so current events, hot topics for myself. Before I get into that, I just want to go ahead and say, because you guys, we were having a moment, obviously.
Emotional,
and Sound Guy wasn't having it. So you just see Sound Guy crawling on the floor.
He comes and goes that way.
Out the door. And he's like, I'm going to let them have their moment.
I thought he was going to go bring his tissues. He came back with...
No. He came back and was
chips
like,
and salsa.
oh, the football game's on. So now he came back. He probably had a timer on. But anyways.
I'm over here trying to be serious. Yeah. And then I just see him crawling. I'm like, this dude. Oh, my God.
The current events that I have, Black Friday. Guys, when you do the whole Black Friday, I don't know if people still go out or not, but for all my adults that buy toys for the little ones, be careful. I guess the toys, it's new technology now, so you have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and with cameras and microphones, they can be paired. We want to be really careful with that because, you have strangers that are hacking onto that stuff that want to communicate with your kids.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Let me catch somebody trying to communicate with my baby.
It's like parents don't have enough things to worry about. They have to add more stuff to it. Now you got
freaking weirdos out there
watching your house, your safe zone. It's like, come on, man.
And then for my gamers out there, so 2 to 3 years ago, it was impossible to buy the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One Series X. But I guess at Best Buy, they have a deal going on for the PS5 bundle. It comes with the Spider-Man game, and that's a really... Number 2? No, I don't need to go number 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Oh, new Spider-Man game. The 2. Is what you're saying.
Sorry. The second one.
The second Spider-Man game.
Some guy was like, don't mess this up. You're not a gamer. God. Don't act.
The game is actually really, really good. I seen Anthony play it, or I seen you play it, and it's a really good game. I like it. So you could do that with the PlayStation 5. They also have, for Xbox, my Xbox game, Best Buy, if you are a member, which is a $50 membership every year, they actually, if you buy the Xbox, they'll take $100 off and they'll give you a $50 gift card. So for anybody that's interested for that. And then I also have for all my families out there that want to get into the Christmas spirit, because when we drop this video, it'll be Thanksgiving. So
yeah, exactly.
If you guys want to get into the Christmas spirit, they have an event at Balboa Park called December Nights. It's only happening December 1st and 2nd. It's free, but the parking sucks.
Oh.
So they have food trucks and they have the tree lighting at 6:00 p.m. They also have, right next to Balboa, the Old Globe Theater. They have the Grinch that Steals Christmas staged. So if you guys want to go and see the play, why not? Go have fun. And I think at the end, if I'm not mistaken, at the end, the Grinch comes out and he turns on the Christmas tree. If you guys want to catch him turning that on. But that's pretty much it for my current events.
Yeah. So, when this episode airs, it will be Thanksgiving Day. So for all of my girls out there that's preparing the Thanksgiving meal, turn us on. Watch us while you're making those tamales, while you're making the turkey.
Shoot, I'll probably turn us on.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh. No, it's going to be fun. I can't wait because that's family time.
Yeah, it is family time.
I'm excited. For next episode, do we know?
Yeah, next episode, we had one of our... what would we say? Like one of our viewers commented on one of our YouTube videos and said that we should try, or we should do Would You Rather. So we're gonna do something. It's gonna be funny. I feel like just like the last time. So we'll come up with some, Would You Rather scenarios and see, what would you do
from there?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what we have today, guys. Thank you for joining us on Chillin N
Chismeando.
And I'm Yaya.
And I'm Bee. And we hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.